Our next speaker from Ahold, and I'm sure those not familiar with Ahold, he will go through the brands with you. Very impressive brands here in the region, ones I'm very familiar having grown up in New England. That's Craig Bessey. Craig's a manager of energy and lead program, brings almost a decade of experience to the Ahold family. He focuses on developing energy efficiency processes and analyzing initiatives and implementing renewable technologies. So if you can give a warm welcome, please join us. Thanks, Craig.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Craig Bessey. I am with Ahold USA. I am the manager of energy and lead. For those of you who are unaware of Ahold USA, we are the parent company of 4 supermarket banners today. Currently, we are the parent company of Stop & Shop New England, which most of you are probably familiar with around here in this area. Also, it's the Stop & Shop New York Metro Division. We also have out in Pennsylvania, West Virginia area, the Giant of Carlisle banner, as well as the Martin's Food Stores. And in the Landover, Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic area, we have Giant Foods there as well. So total, about 787 stores. And on an annual basis, I think in 2015, the 787 stores consumed around 1.9 billion kWh. So pretty much I'm just going to talk to you real quickly about our energy conservation efforts to reduce that consumption around all 4 banners. So the energy conservation initiatives fall into 5 or 6 different categories. The largest of so are the LED retrofits. We have 3 different retrofits that we complete. We have a great partnership with Optera Energy, who complete most of these retrofits for us. We do multi-deck case, which is the simplest and quickest of all the retrofits, where we go into each one of the stores and take the multi-deck cases, your meat cases, your produce cases, your dairy cases, retrofit the fluorescent lighting on the shelves with new LED. Most of the time, our frozen food cases have already been retrofit in the past, so this focus is mostly on our medium temp cases. The second LED retrofit that we complete are our troffer retrofits. So taking your 2x2 fixtures, your 4x4 fixtures, throughout the entire store, whether it's sales floor, back rooms, offices, mezzanines, all those fixtures are replaced 1-for-1 with new LED. And the large scale retrofits that we do are our full store major retrofits. On average, we can save between 500, 600, up to 700,000 kWh. In some of our larger stores, less efficient stores out in Carlisle, we can get over 1 million kWh savings just by one full store retrofit. And since 2009, we've completed over 400 of these retrofits. I think the number of full store retrofits is around 130. Between 130 and 150 full stores have been retrofit with LEDs. And all new stores are being built today with all LEDs. The second big program that we have are variable speed drives, which we have just over the last 2 years, we've installed over 200 locations, variable speed drives. We go into our rooftop condensers and install these variable speed drives, which controls the tempered air that's needed within the buildings. When it's cooler out, we can turn the fans down, reducing the speed, reducing our energy. At the same time that we do these variable speed drives, we do some recommissioning of the mechanical systems within that building. Another program that we started in 2015, and we've already done 50 of them, are sub-metering. So what we do is we're partnering with Enernoc today. We're pretty much fully metered with Enernoc in I think 99% of our stores. But what this is doing is we're sub-metering, going down to a more granular level, where we take 40, 50, 60 different circuits within that store and sub-meter to see what the usage is. We find the inefficiencies within those systems, whether it's lighting, refrigeration, condensate heaters, and then go out and be proactive and correct those inefficiencies and get the savings from there. The sub-metering piece also allows us in the future to keep monitoring those stores to make sure that the systems are running right, and we have the maintenance team tied in, and if we find any inefficiencies after the fact, we can always go back and address those instead of letting an efficiency that we don't know what's happening keep running and consume more energy than what we want. And the submetering also gives us a good indication of actual savings for other projects that we've done in the past or in the future. Solar, we have 40 stores today that we've installed rooftop systems. We have another 3 in the pipeline for this year. Fuel cells, we actually have 3 sites with fuel cells. Two sites we've teamed up with, with Bloom in Mount Vernon, New York, and Peekskill, New York. We have fuel cells that produce, I think it's around 10% of the store's consumption. And the anaerobic digester, some may be familiar with it. The anaerobic digester was a program that Ahold USA started a few years back in our Freetown distribution center. And I have a couple slides of that. We can talk a little bit in a little bit here about the digester. But pretty much it just turns our store's inedible food waste into a methane gas, which produces energy that powers a distribution center in Freetown. So over the last 3 years, these projects combined have saved over 250 million kWh. On average, we've been targeting around 75 million kWh saved on an annual basis. So stack that up over the last 3 years, and we're closing in on over 250 million annually saved. I have the Better Neighbor up there. Ahold USA has kind of 3 promises: to be a better place to shop, better place to work, and to be a better neighbor. And this falls within the Better Neighbor promise of reducing CO2. In 2008, there was a goal that Ahold USA put in place to reduce our CO2 level by 20, and so this was in 2008. The goal was by 2015 to have a 20% reduction in CO2. I think we achieved that. We actually surpassed that. We were about 22.5% reduction on CO2. And the new goal is by 2020 to have an additional 10% CO2 reduction. So based off the 2008 baseline, we're shooting for a 30% reduction by 2020. And I think at this point we are on track to achieve that. Another piece of being a better neighbor is our LEED program. Ahold USA has one of the largest portfolios of LEED certified supermarkets in the country. We have 75 stores today that are LEED certified, and by the end of this year we'll have over 80 stores that are LEED certified. Most at the certification level, with a handful at the silver level. So I talked a little bit about this is just the projects and some of the scope of work behind those projects on the 2x4s, the case lighting, the major LEDs, the VSDs commissioning, and submetering. For the solar, like I said, we have 40 stores today that have rooftop solar, 3 more scheduled for this year. Each store, the 40 stores right now currently generate about 9,000 kilowatts. In each of the systems represent about a 10% reduction in consumption within that store. And the last piece I want to talk about is just that anaerobic digester. So the anaerobic digester is a system that converts the inedible food waste within all of our New England stores. So I believe it's now or soon, every single one of our New England stores will be diverting all of their inedible waste to this digester. So, in conjunction with reducing landfill waste, we're also creating energy for the distribution center. So the facility creates about 1.25 megawatts of clean electricity, which is around 40% of the energy consumption needed for the 1.1 million square foot distribution facility that we currently have in Freetown today. So those are just some of the projects that Ahold USA has put together to help reduce our energy consumption. A few other, we're always in test mode, looking to pilot new projects. One project this summer that we're teaming up with Optera is more aggressive lighting design in one of our stores. Our standard lighting design today currently has our lighting over the sales floor run perpendicular with our shelving. What we're going to do is go with a row of fixtures per aisle, which will create a better light distribution within that aisle, a greater foot candle within that aisle, and we're going to put occupancy sensors at 3 different locations within that one fixture in that individual aisle, and that will allow us to be a little more aggressive with our wireless control systems. And the plan is that when the aisles are unoccupied at earlier, later times in the day, some off hours, that we'll be able to dim those aisles during the actual daytime while customers are in the store, as long as they're not in that aisle, and hopefully increase our energy savings. So we're always looking for new ideas. We have talked about recently the ideas of just some thermal storage for the refrigeration systems, which we'll start looking into as well. So Ahold USA has so far been a great company that is really out seems like on the forefront to conserve as much energy as possible. Thank you.